Welcome student. Myself Mrs. Shatabdi Dhar, and today I am going to discuss with you about TCP/IP reference model. Now students, what is TCP/IP reference model? TCP/IP reference model is a four-layered suite of communication protocols. It was developed by the DoD, that is Department of Defense, in the 1960s. It is named after the two main protocols that are used in the model, namely TCP and IP. The TCP/IP model was developed prior to the OSI model. This is not exactly similar to the OSI model. You all know about that OSI model. If there is any doubt about OSI model, you can follow my video about OSI reference model. The TCP/IP model consists of five layers: the application layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. The first four layers provide physical standards, network interface, interconnecting, internetworking, and transport functions that correspond to the first four layers of the OSI model, and these four layers are represented in TCP/IP model by a single layer called the application layer. It is a hierarchical protocol made up of interactive modules, and each of them provides specific functionality. As you can see in this picture, there are four layers in TCP/IP reference model. The layers are network access layer or host to network layer, internet layer, transport layer, and application layer. As you can see from the picture here, the application, presentation, and session layer of the OSI model are merged in only one layer, that is application layer, in the TCP/IP model. The physical and data link layer of the OSI model are merged into one layer, the link layer, in the TCP/IP model. Now I am discussing briefly about the layers of TCP/IP reference model. Later by this video, I will discuss about each layer in details. Network access layer or host to network layer. It is the lowest layer that is concerned with the physical transmission of data. TCP/IP does not specifically define any protocol here, but supports all the standard protocols. Next, Internet layer. It defines the protocols for logical transmission of data over the network. The main protocol in this layer is IP, and it is supported by the protocols ICMP, IGMP, RARP, and ARP. Next is transport layer. It is responsible for error-free end-to-end delivery of data. The protocols defined here are Transmission Control Protocol and User Datagram Protocol. And the last layer is Application layer. This is the topmost layer and defines the interface of host programs with the transport layer services. This layer includes all high-level protocols like Telnet, DNS, HTTP, FTP, SMTP, etc. Now, the lowest layer I'm going to discuss in detail is network layer. A network layer is the combination of physical layer and data link layer defined in the OSI reference model. It defines how the data should be sent physically through the network. This layer is mainly responsible for the transmission of the data between two devices on the same network. The functions carried out by this layer are encapsulating the IP diagram into frames transmitted by the network and mapping of IP addresses into physical address. The protocols used by this layer are Ethernet, Token Ring, FDDI, X.25 protocol, frame relay, as you can see in this given picture. The next layer is Internet layer. An Internet layer is the second layer of the TCP/IP model. This is also known as network layer, as because its main responsibility is to send the packets from any network and they arrive at the destination irrespective of the route they take. The following are the protocols used in Internet layer are IP protocol, ARP protocol, ICMP protocol, as you can see in this given picture. One of the protocols used in the Internet layer is IP protocol. It is the most significant part of the entire TCP/IP suite. The responsibilities of this protocol are IP addressing. As you know that this protocol implements logical host address known as IP address. The IP addresses are used by the Internet and higher layers to identify the device and to provide Internet routing. It also does the host-to-host communication, data encapsulation and formatting, fragmentation and reassembly, and routing also. Another protocol, that is ARP protocol or Address Resolution Protocol, is used in this Internet layer. It is used to find the physical address from the IP address. The two terms are mainly associated with the ARP protocols are ARP request and ARP reply. When a sender wants to know the physical address of the device, it broadcasts the ARP request to the network. Every device attached to the network will accept the ARP request and process the request, but only recipient recognize the IP address and sends back its physical address in the form of ARP reply. The recipient adds the physical address both to its cache memory and to the datagram. The other protocol which is used in this internet layer is ICMP, that is Internet Control Message Protocol. This mechanism is used by the hosts or routers to send notifications regarding datagram problems back to the sender. A datagram travels from router to router until it reaches its destination. If a router is unable to route the data because of some unusual conditions such as disabled links, a device is on fire, or network congestion, then the ICMP protocol is used to inform the sender that the datagram is undeliverable. This protocol mainly uses two terms, that are ICMP test and ICMP reply. ICMP test is used to test whether the destination is reachable or not, and ICMP reply is used to check whether the destination device is responding or not. The core responsibility of the ICMP protocol is to report the problems, not to correct them. The responsibility of the correction lies with the sender. ICMP can send the messages only to the source but not to the intermediate routers because the IP datagram carries the address of the source and destination but not of the router that it is passed to. After the internet layer, the next layer is transport layer. This layer is responsible for the reliability, flow control, and correction of data which is being sent over the network. The two protocols used in this transport layer are User Datagram Protocol or UDP and Transmission Control Protocol, that is TCP. UDP provides connectionless service and end-to-end delivery of transmission. It is an unreliable protocol as it discovers the errors but not specify the error. UDP discovers the errors and ICMP protocol reports the error to the sender that user datagram has been damaged. UDP consists of the following fields. Those are source port address. The source port address is the address of the application program that has created the message. Destination port address. The destination port address is the address of the application program that receives the message, as you can see in this given picture. Total length. It defines the total length of bytes of the user datagram in bytes. And the checksum. The checksum is a 16-bit field used in error detection. This protocol does not specify which packet is lost. It contains only checksum. It does not contain any ID of a data segment. The other protocol, that is TCP or Transmission Control Protocol, provides a full transport layer services to applications. It creates a virtual circuit between the sender and receiver, and it is active for the duration of the transmission. It is a reliable protocol as it detects the error and retransmits the damaged frames. Therefore, it ensures all the segments must be received and acknowledged before the transmission is considered to be completed and a virtual circuit is discarded. At the sending end, TCP divides the whole message into smaller units known as segment, and each segment contains a sequence number which is required for reordering the frames to form a original message. At the receiving end, TCP collects all the segments and reorders them based on sequence number. The topmost and the last layer of this TCP/IP reference model is application layer. This layer is responsible for handling high-level protocols, issues of representation. This layer allows the user to interact with the application. When one application layer protocol wants to communicate with another application layer, it forwards its data to the transport layer. The main protocols used in the application layers are HTTP, SNMP, SMTP, DNS, Telnet, and FTP. Now, the first protocol used in this layer is HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It allows us to access the data over the World Wide Web. It transfers the data in the form of plain text, audio, and video. It is known as Hypertext Transfer Protocol as it has the efficiency to use in a hypertext environment where there are rapid jumps from one document to another. Another protocol is SNMP. SNMP stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. It is a framework used for managing the devices on the internet by using the TCP/IP protocol suite. Other protocol is SMTP. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. The TCP/IP protocol that supports the email is known as a Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This protocol is used to send the data to another email address. Next is DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name System. An IP addresses is used to identify the connection of a host to the internet uniquely. But people prefer to use the names instead of addresses. Therefore, the system that maps the name to the address is known as Domain Name System, that is DNS. Next is Telnet. It is an abbreviation of Terminal Network. It establishes the connection between the local computer and remote computer in such a way that the local terminal appears to be a terminal at the remote system. And the last one is FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. FTP is a standard internet protocol used for transmitting the files from one computer to another computer. Now, the most important question comes from all over the discussion of OSI reference model and TCP/IP reference model is the comparison of OSI and TCP/IP reference model, and here it is. OSI model is developed by ISO, that is International Standard Organization, and TCP/IP model it is developed by ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. OSI model provides a clear distinction between interfaces, services, and protocols. On the other hand, TCP doesn't have any clear distinguishing points between services, interfaces, and protocols. OSI refers to Open System Interconnection. TCP refers Transmission Control Protocol. OSI uses the network layer to define routing standards and protocols. On the other hand, TCP/IP uses only the internet layer. OSI follows a vertical approach. On the other hand, TCP/IP follows a horizontal approach. OSI layers have 7 layers, but TCP/IP has only 4 layers. In the OSI model, the transport layer is only connection oriented, but a layer of TCP/IP model is both connection oriented and connectionless. In the OSI model, the data link layer and physical layer are separate layers, but in TCP, physical and data link are both combined as a single host to network layer. Session and presentation layers are a part of the OSI model, but there is no session and presentation layer in the TCP model. In OSI model, it is defined after the advent of the internet, but in TCP/IP model, it is defined before the advent of the internet. The maximum size of the OSI header is 5 bytes, but in TCP/IP model, The minimum header size is 20 bytes. Dear students, hope by this video I can make you understand and can clear all the doubts about the TCP/IP reference model. Thank you students for watching my video.